In this video, we're going to discuss some major changes that are going to be taking place moving forward in our program. And this comes from our hearts. And I'm going to show you a few things and enjoy the video. And I will be back at the end to talk about more specifics.
This is going to be our little puppy play area once this room is completed. He's been working on this and he's done such a freaking awesome job. Still needs painting, still needs some finish work to it. But they're going to have an area where they can go potty. And they're going to have a play area. We're going to get some play gyms in there and stuff. It'll have also heat. All kinds of nice things. He has a window that we can actually open up. I mean, like I said, it's a work in progress and he's done a lot. And yeah, there's other little things that he's done. The floor is washable. We're going to be painting the walls. I was hoping to go with green, but we're going to go with a red instead because that's what the rest of the thing is going to be all about. So, anyway, yeah, they're going to have style. They're going to have room. They're not going to be so crowded. I'm excited. Just excited for this all to fall into place.
So this is what I have to do so that way poor Chris can vacuum the floor. You're a brat.
Hi. Aren't you cute? Are you posing for the camera? We're doing a video, Chicky Poo. So today on this video, I want to talk about our change in our program a little bit. One of the focuses that we have for our program is we want to make sure that all of our dogs have individual attention. And as we are kind of starting anew, especially with the Frenchton program, we are going to be looking for some guardian homes in the local area. They need to have access to my vet. Okay, back to where I'm not bumbling. Here's my my Anna is just posing. Okay, so we're going to talk about guardian homes and what it's going to involve in our home. In our home, or in our program. Weirdo. All right, we had to stop again so that way I could give my granddaughter something to eat and drink. So this is her playing on the floor. So let's talk about guardianship homes. The reason why Chris and I are exploring adding more guardianship homes to our program is because we highly feel that our dogs deserve a real good quality of life. And ultimately, as much as we give them love and attention, we feel like we're not giving them as much as each of them individually need and want. However, we do feel strongly about continuing our breeding program, but again, we want our quality of life for our dogs to be top notch. So we're looking for candidates on future puppies, not these are already spoken for, that could bring in a puppy into their home for a little fee. And in exchange, they need to be about an hour away from our vet's office in Presque Isle. And we provide vaccinations, we provide regular deworming, we provide medical care, all breeding expenses. They would need to be available to us for breeding. And then they would need to come back to us 2 weeks before they have their babies until their puppies are weaned. And by law, they need to be with their mom until 50, 60 days of age. So, with that said, there is a bonus with that. And the bonus includes, can include different ways that people can earn a bonus. One, for example, making sure that the puppy is available to us, of course, not a puppy at the time, but they need to be available for us for breeding. So once they start their heat, we need to be notified ASAP so we can start the progesterone testing. They need to follow our feeding guidelines. They need to follow our deworming schedule. They need to provide the vitamins that we provide to them. And all of this stuff we will be providing. The only thing that they're going to be responsible for is the food that we would like to see them on, because they do very well on this food. And it's not a high expense food. It's actually pretty reasonable for a 28-pound bag, which would last them almost a month. It's like $58. You can get it through Chewy. And it really depends on the dog. So far we haven't had to transition too many to a different food, but right now it's Taste of the Wild, and they do very well on that. So the vitamins and any supplementation and any deworming and any shots, any breeding expenses are all mine. The only thing you would need to be responsible for is just loving them and feeding them, giving them nutritious treats, making sure that they don't use unauthorized flea treatments, because it could affect the development of puppies. And again, I want to reiterate that there is a bonus that is applied to that depending on the dog, the type of dog, if it's a Frenchie or a Frenchton. At this time, it's just the Frenchtons we're opening that up to. Once they've had their set number of litters, then the puppy is fixed at our expense. They have a final workup, checkup, and they are updated on their shots, and then they are yours. They are signed over completely to you at that time. So, with that said, if anybody is interested in Northern Maine, anybody who is interested, please message me or call. But this phone has this funky thing where it'll give you they drank too fast, so they brought up some food. I'll clean that up in a second, but this phone has this funky thing where it asks you who's calling, so that way I can get notified. I don't know how to turn it off, but I kind of like that feature. So please make sure to leave a message, because if you don't, I'm not going to return your call. Okay? So anyhow, yeah, maybe we'll clean up the mess. I'm going to pause this, clean up the mess. Again, this is a great opportunity. There's going to be an interview process, because the person ultimately needs to be able to take care of the dog financially and stuff like that. So in the event that when they are retired, and we retire them at an early age, and so when they are retired, then we are looking at them becoming solely yours. They're signed over, their market should change to you. You can choose whatever vet at that point, and you can have their records. You can remain with that vet, or you can have their vet records sent to a different location. But they will stay under my name until it is now completed. With that said, I'm a firm believer on transparency, and I want, sorry, I got my cleaner on the table still. I'm a firm believer on transparency, so with me, I want to be able to also include videos of the dogs, so that the owners or the family that takes them on would really need to be willing and able to take videos, so we can do updates. Don't have to talk. You don't have to be in the video, because I can always do a voiceover and not a big deal, but it will, keep everybody like, I do have a co-owner that had adopted 2 Frenchtons from us, and she gives me videos on a regular basis, so you see them a lot. Denver, so we have Denver, Dingo, and Deja. Deja is a co-own. So you will be seeing her in our program, but we wait till their second heat. If their second heat makes them old enough, if their second heat doesn't make them old enough, because I try to get to a year and a half as much as possible with these smaller breeds. With larger breeds, you want to get closer to 2 years old. But with the smaller breeds, I try to get to almost, as long as they're 16 months plus, then I'm good with that. So yeah. We're going to be doing, they will be DNA tested. So moving forward, we're DNA testing our litters, so that way we can choose the best DNA, the best structure out of our litters to create our forever line. So this is exciting for us. Today it's hot outside in our area. It doesn't seem, it's probably hotter in some areas for you, but with the temperature being in the 80s here, we're starting to see them panting a lot and really having a hard time cooling themselves down. So the dogs, the bigger dogs, are choosing to stay inside, where it's nice and cool. So we did not put the puppies outside to play today. So they're here outside, inside playing with Anna. She's just absolutely a little amazing little soul. But anyhow, this little girl is leaving us on Saturday. Miss Peaches, she's going to her new home. They're driving up from Central Maine. And we do welcome people to come to the house with appointments, and we take safety measures. She's going to her new home today. I have to explain this to her. I think it's going to get harder for her, or she's going to understand when things, as she gets older. But she's at the questioning stage. So she's taught these guys how to jump. So Miss Peaches is going to her new mom and dad. My goodness. Sorry, I don't mind giving you guys a whiplash, but she's going to her new mom and dad on Saturday. They're coming this way. So I haven't heard any response yet on the deworming, so I'm going to pause this and actually call them, see what the results are. All right, so we are back. I checked the vet's office to see if the fecal has come back, and it has not come back yet. So I'm assuming they're waiting for... I'm assuming that they're waiting for the doctor to be back tomorrow to review the results and give me a call. So I'll update the owners on what that is. And of course, if we always have a plan in place, so everything is all good. Yeah. So warm days, guys. Make sure I can't remind people enough. Keep your dogs cool. If it's a hot area, let them out to play in the morning, and then in the evening, keep them in a cool place at night. Don't forget, if you're just tuning in, we have those guardianship opportunities that we would really love participants for. So you watched this video, so you know we're talking about having guardian homes for our dogs. The biggest push for there's several reasons for the biggest push. As you were hearing throughout, we were talking a lot about the quality of care for the dogs, one-on-one attention, so on and so forth. But we also have to point out the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that when you experience what we experience, we give so much love to our dogs that when they leave after they've been with us for some time, could be 6 months, could be a year, could be several years, we go through a grieving process each and every time. And so we have to sit back and we have to reevaluate the bonds that we bond with these dogs, and the bonds that and the grieving processes that we go through. We really have to say, are we really doing the best for these dogs? And we feel at this time what is best for our dogs is to have that family life, that family connection, the quality of life that they deserve. And then at the end of this whole process, we're not going to guess whether or not they have a good home or not. They'll already be in their forever home. So that's the biggest heartwarming thing for me, is making sure that these dogs are loved from day one. So anyway, thank you for watching. And if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Angela. And if you could like, subscribe, and we'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.